Hey, it's Logan Renee of the SOULKATION podcast, a place where you will learn how to shape your own success, maximize your unique gifts, maintain your self-love, and so much more when we get back from thanking our sponsors. Are you ready to snatch your permission slip back and take charge of your life? Well, this podcast is sponsored by the #1 new release book, Never Ask for Permission Again. Grab your copy today by clicking on the link in the show notes. Ladies, it's time for the 2021 SOULKATION Retreat. I just want to be the real me. This retreat is about to be super live, and you could join us virtually or in person in Atlanta, Georgia on August 27th and 28th. Here's why we want you there. I want you to imagine a life where you like the woman that you are and you're able to forgive the woman that you were. And how do you think you will feel if you receive practical resources and tools that you can use after leaving the retreat to either start that business or apply for that next promotion? This is why we want you in those seats, because we're going to walk you through what it means to be the real you. And for those of you who sign up for the VIP experience, you'll be able to attend the exclusive gourmet networking dinner on Friday, August 27th with yours truly, me, Logan Renee. Seats are limited, so make sure you grab your ticket today at www.soulkation.com and get ready for a retreat full of giveaways, amazing speakers, and shocking surprises. I will see you at the retreat. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the SOULKATION podcast. I am your host, Logan Renee. Super happy to be back with you all. We were on a fall break, aka the SOULKATION retreat was going on. So she had a lot going on. So we're back. I'm super excited. The next couple of weeks are about to be some amazing episodes, so you want to tune in every single week. If you haven't listened to every single episode, I highly suggest going back and listen to them just while you're on a trip, in your car, headed to work. Just need a mind break or a mind release. Every episode has been amazing, so I highly recommend going back and replaying some of those shows. So today we're going to talk about 5 mindset upgrades if you want true success. 5 mindset upgrades if you want true success. Number 1 out of the gate is you need daily juice. The mindset to adopt is you need daily juice. You cannot fully engage off of yesterday's motivation, off of yesterday's conference, or just anything that you heard yesterday. It's great. It gives you that juice, but you need daily juice because you encounter different things every single day, right? There are going to be days that you're super tired. Those are the days you're going to have to be juiced up even more to get the things done that you want done. There are going to be days that you have all this high energy and maybe you need to listen to something for 10 minutes and you're good. But that next day, you're going to have to exert that same type of energy. When we touch our dreams and goals every single day, energy pulls from our body. So how are you replenishing yourself every day? Right? And it's funny because in order for the things that you have learned or for the new to remain valid, my suggestion is having symbols around you. So not only should you listen to a podcast, read a book, do meditation, have a workout, drink some alkaline water, put some lemon in your water if it's not alkaline. I think also in addition to those things, supplement them throughout your day, is have reminders of your promises to yourself every single day. So a lot of times we make these commitments and we set these goals and we have these vision boards. But if we're not seeing that stuff every day, if it's not the screensaver on your phone or on your computer, where is your symbol to keep you focused on what it is that you said that you wanted to do? Perfect example, I wear my mom's ring. I'm not a silver jewelry type of chick at all, but I keep her ring on because it's just a reminder that my mom sacrificed so much for me. So it's a disservice for me to just even sit up and complain about being sleepy when I got probably 10 hours of sleep, 9 to 10 hours of sleep. It's just me being lazy or not want to do something. So when I look down at her ring, I'm like, let's go, let's work. Like, we don't have any excuses. When I'm not motivated by the ring, I'll look at her picture. It's so different when you see somebody's face, you looking in their eyes, it just gasses me up. It might be your kids. It might be your spouse. It might be your boyfriend. It might be one of your closest friends. It might be your grandmother. Somebody that takes the focus off of you And you could just look at them and say, all right, let's go to work. Let's grind it out. 2 more crunches, 10 more minutes on writing this blog, 5 more minutes of looking up a different networking event that I can go to. Just taking that new initiative. 1 more scripture. Sometimes I'm like, I didn't read a lot today. It doesn't matter. You get one thing in, that can be your daily juice. Your soul, your spirit, your mind, your heart is requiring you, if you want to grow up, glow up, at least one thing that provides daily juice for you, if that makes sense. Number 2, adopt the mindset that you are the difference. Adopt the mindset that you are the difference. You are the reason why, if the committee was to have a meeting, they probably wouldn't get as far. Because when you come in, it's like, okay, what's our intention? What do we need to do? Let's do this Tuesday. Let's do this by Friday, and let's be done. Some people like to have meetings just to talk Jesus. Oof, child. I can't stand no wasted meeting. We just talked about this last week, sir. I hate those type of meetings. But you might be that gap or that difference. The reason why the meetings flow the way they do when you're there is because you are the difference. Literally say that, like, I am the difference. The reason why you're probably on the board or you're a part of the association is because they don't have your skill set. They don't have your heart set. They don't even have your mindset or your drive. Some people are just a part of things just to be a part of things. But when you come in, everything just flow in place, honey. Perfect example, George Washington Carver. Super smart, super talented young man, okay? When I say he was the definition of walking in your difference, he really was. He didn't like to be around a lot of people. He just wanted to be in his shop making stuff. Out of peanuts and out of sweet potatoes, this man made adhesives, flour, paint, plastic. What really broke my heart is that he only had 3 patents ever registered under his name. And he invented so much stuff. That's how you could tell, like, he wasn't doing it for the money. He literally was doing it because he was walking in his purpose, walking in his difference. Some people will call it weird, but the same thing that's weird is the same thing we use every single day. And that could be your story. It may sound weird or sound stupid to people, but hey, if you walking in your difference and you out here inventing stuff that people are going to use for centuries from now, then that's what you just got to do, honey. You just got to be the weird one that's out here changing lives, So what does that mean? Avoid suppressing things that people call weird. Avoid suppressing who you really are. Avoid suppressing that your thoughts may sound different or seem strange to other people, but it's your comfort. It's what you're truly, truly good at. And what I really want you all to take away from this is you were already gifted before you got here. You were already gifted before you got here. The reason why you are the difference, the reason why you're the gap is because nobody else can do your job. Nobody else can come up with the association titles or how the program is supposed to look or design a space. A lot of people can't decorate, that could be your lane. There is a book maybe in you for you to write. There's something on that page that could change somebody's life. One chapter can change somebody's entire life. Think about books like Think and Grow Rich, right? The 4-Hour Work Week. These books have changed a lot of people's lives. So what if your idea of what you put in your phone or put in your notes is the next thing that's going to change somebody's life? All you have to do is walk in your difference and know that you came here with gifts. You came here with talent. And there's a reason why you're here, because it hasn't been fulfilled yet. That's number 2. Okay. Number 3, the third mindset to adopt is purpose is like a puzzle. Purpose is like a puzzle. So imagine a puzzle. Every piece is already shaped. Every piece is already formed. When you get a puzzle in a box, there's nothing else that you have to do besides put it together, right? Every piece already has its function. It already has its position of where it's supposed to be laid out on the board. What I've learned about puzzles is you have to put it together. There's not I'm sure there is somebody you can call and tell them, but that's less lame. Why would you get a puzzle piece that you call and have somebody else come put it together? That's how God is. He knows that you're going to meet your business partner at a networking event 2 years from now or 2 months from now. He knows where you're going to live, what you're going to do, He knows the promotion that you're going to have. He knows about every bank statement that you're going to have. Like, he already knows everything, right? And it's just like a puzzle. He knows where every piece is supposed to go, but he's not going to come down and put it in place for us. He's already positioned everything. He's already aligned everything. He's already set everything apart for us, but he's not coming down to put in the work. He's already asked him. He said, no, I'm busy. I got other stuff to do, honey. He requires that we put everything into place. Even though everything is already positioned where it's supposed to be, you have to put it in that position, because this is what happens. If there is no actions, goals are going to always remain lifeless. Where there's no consistency, all you've done is waste doing another vision board. Where there's no process, like how are we going to do this, then there's never going to be any fruit. Where there is no grind, where there's no intention, procrastination will be your best friend. Trust and believe. Where there's no grind, where there's no consistency, where there's no processes, there will never be any fruit. There'll never be any fruit. So my point is, every puzzle piece in your life, whether that's marketing for your business, the business plan, self-confidence, self-awareness, self-assurance, how you're going to put it out in the market, all these things, everything is already has its position, but it's going to take you sending the emails, calling people back, following up with them via email, coming up with the strategy, coming up with the processes. You might have to get a coach, you might have to get a team, but if there's no action and consistency behind the puzzle piece, it's never going to come together. It's never going to come together. So the mindset to adopt is, even if I have all the puzzle pieces, I still got to wake up every day determined that I got to put this puzzle together. And again, you might have help, you might have assistant, might have people that come in and help you put this puzzle piece together, but it has to be your vision and your direction of how we're going to do this together. Number 4, use faith as often as you use a toothbrush. Use faith as often as you use a toothbrush. Hopefully, preferably, you use it every day, because this is what I've learned about faith. Faith is believing that God is telling the truth. Faith is believing that God is telling the truth. What he won't do is tell us every single thing on the journey, but faith is believing without the preview. It's believing without knowing how it's going to go, but it's knowing like, okay, if I do A through Z, maybe D through I is already taken care of. But I guess he just wants to see if you're willing to get yourself to D, right? I think that's what faith is. Not knowing how every single thing is going to line up, who you're going to meet along the way, but in action and in movement every single day. Perfect example of just faith in general. When I was coming up with the title of my book, Never Ask for Permission Again, I had 70 plus titles. I believe I shared this on the podcast before, but child, we're going to share it again. So I had so many titles, y'all. Title after title after title. Didn't know what I was going to come up with. Didn't know. I couldn't find anything that just fit. Like, nothing fit. So I'm listening to a podcast one day, and there's this lady on there giving so many nuggets, so many tools on what to do with your book after it comes out. So I found out she lived in San Diego. I hit her up. I asked her to coffee. She said yes. I was shocked. She's 70 plus years old and even agreed to it. And we're sitting there at a coffee shop, and we're in the sun because in San Diego, we have no clouds. So my back was burning. Okay. When I say burning, 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 burning. Let it burn, like Usher said. So I'm literally like, okay, about to lose my back because it's burning off. And I was like, excuse me. I was like, do you mind if I get up and I move? And she was like, never ask for permission again. Never ask for permission again. And I immediately bought the domain. I immediately changed my title. I had already told everybody on social media what the so-called title was. Again, I had 70 plus titles that none of them fit. So I just ended up picking one. I didn't even like that title, but I was like, that's the title of my book. That's literally the title of my book. And it's not, faith is not thinking it has to come to me this week. It has to come to me when I say it's supposed to come to me. It's going to come to you when you're ready to receive it. Now, she could have said that and I just scooted it off like whatever. But faith is also being open to listening to everything, being in a position to receive, being in a position to say, I know somebody's going to bless me today. I know somebody about to drop a whole word in my life that can contour the rest of my day. You know what I'm saying? You know how somebody says something negative and it just messes up your whole day? Go in the mindset of thinking somebody, whoever I meet at Starbucks or coffee or the coffee shop or whatever, wherever you go every single day or work, somebody is looking to bless me. Somebody's looking to give me some good advice. Somebody is connected to a hotel that's going to give me a discount this weekend with my boo or whatever. Look for ways every single day or be in expectation that somebody's looking to bless you. I think that's attached to faith also. It was a total faith move for me to ask her, for me to go to the coffee shop, for me to sit there, have this woman pour into me, hear something that she didn't even say. She wasn't even trying to give me a title for my book. She didn't know I needed a title for my book. And me be able to receive that from her. Faith is also being in a position to receive and in a position to hear and to hear well. Yeah. Also trust. I believe trust is attached to faith. Trust that God is smarter than you. Trust that he knows what's best for you. Trust that he has people in position ready to meet you. Trust that. I know it sounds like it's something just easy to hear, but truly believe that. Trust that he has a better plan. Trust that his vision is greater. Trust that he sees things that you're never going to see. And he's protecting stuff that you never even got to deal with. He just out here fighting different stuff for you and you don't even know it. So just receive that love, receive that grace, receive that favor from him and be like, thank you and go to sleep, honey. Anyway, here's a recap. Oh, is that number 4? Oops, one more. My bad. Okay, the 5th mindset to adopt, last one, is no part of your story is ever going to be wasted. No part of your story is ever going to be wasted. You might have needed to be rejected. And let me say this about rejection. It takes courage to be rejected and get up and love somebody else again. It takes courage to be rejected from a job that you have studied for, worked hard for, even a test, that you took 3 or 4 times. And you're like, why can't I pass the bar? It takes courage to walk back in that room with your head up and say, I'm going to pass it this 5th time. It takes a lot of courage. There are always lessons tucked inside of everything. You might have needed the lesson from the abortion. You might have needed to fall out with your friend. You might have needed to lose all that money. You might have needed to be in that state by yourself, away from your friends, away from your family. Experiences and lessons are what we're supposed to be collecting through this life. Is every experience fair? No. Is every lesson something you feel like learning? No. But it's a part of our story. And God uses it. Okay, this is the thing. This is another thing I learned about stories. There are going to be 2 people that use your story. People or God. People will take your story and throw it back in your face. Be like, ain't you the dude that cheated on her? Or ain't you the girl that used to sleep with everybody at college? Or, weren't you the person that flunked in 3rd grade? People always are going to take your story and throw it back in your face. Always. You just might as well get ready for it, honey. They're going to always take your story and just bring out the negative of it, right? God takes the negative parts and makes something absolutely beautiful. Perfect example, Joyce Meyer. She was molested and raped by her dad consistently throughout her childhood, which is sickening. Literally makes my skin crawl. But look how God was able to take this woman's story, her life, and inspire millions and millions of people. She's in my rotation of my daily juice. Throughout the week, I listen to Joyce Meyer at least 1 or 2 times. She's in my rotation of people that I let pour into me. Phenomenal. How do you take such a tragic story and bless so many people? That's what God does. Other people, child, they will take your story. Be like, girl, ain't you divorced? Girl, don't you always get into it with people? Do you really think that you can be a boss? Do you really think that you can be a leader? Or you always used to get into it with people in high school, or you used to do this in middle school. People will always take your story and try to convince you of what you can't do based on what you did. Child, bye. Okay? Let God use your story. Let him write something super beautiful, inspire these people's lives, and change the history in your family. Just by choosing not to let other people use your story for bad. Okay. First one out the gate, I said let's scroll up. Daily juice. You got to have daily juice every single day, whether it's listening to the SOULKATION podcast, whether it's listening to encouraging music, whether it's reading a book, listening to some motivation, meditating, working out, drinking alkaline water, daily juice. You need daily juice every day, having a green drink. Number 2, adopt the mindset that you are the difference. You were never designed to be like anybody else. You can't even function as anybody else. People out here having heart attacks because they're not being themselves. They stressed out and broke because they're trying to be other people. Something that I read about a chameleon is every single time, and that's the animal that changes colors. It turns green and red depending on what it's on. So let's pretend a chameleon was on my dress. I'm having a red dress today, honey. Every time the chameleon changes colors, it loses time on its life. So I'm going to suggest that we losing time on our life, or definitely time in working in our purpose, trying to change up all the time, trying to be different people. And we were never called to be like people. We were called to be the difference. Number 3 is purpose is like a puzzle, honey. Every piece is already shaped. It's already formed. It already has its function, but it has to be in position, or has to be placed in a position by you. You have to take that puzzle piece. You got to take that idea. You got to take that concept. You got to take the business plan. You got to take your resume and put the pieces in its place. You got to put it in its place, because God is not coming down to do that for us. The magical person that we think is going to come over, take our business to the next level that we're waiting on, child, you still got to touch it every day. Tony Robbins said, even with all his businesses, he needs to know what's going on. Oprah. Like, these people are just not, oh yeah, you can have it, do well. Because this is what happens. Their anointing, the person you pass it off to, is not attached to it. The favor that's on that project, that's on your life, you cannot pass favor. You cannot pass anointing. That's why when people take over different brands or businesses, they fail. They don't have the anointing to sustain it. Anyway, she can go on, honey. Use faith like you use your toothbrush every single day. And faith is really believing that God is telling the truth. Trust that he knows what's best for you. Trust that his plan can be way better than anything you can come up with. And your plan can be amazing, but it does not mean that your plan is the best. The last one is, no part of your story is going to be wasted. Either let God use it or let people use it. And if you let him use it, it's going to be something beautiful. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the SOULKATION podcast. I'm super grateful for you all. If you enjoyed this episode, please give us 5 stars. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you're thinking. If you have any suggestions or topics, or you have a question, just send in your question to Logan at loganrenee.com. It's also in the show notes. Just email me your questions. I would love to hear it, and I'll address it on the podcast. And also, if you're feeling like you're lacking self-confidence in your business, you're lacking self-confidence in your career, and you just need that extra boost, let's get on a free consultation call. The link is in the show notes, and we'll come up with you a personal, actionable game plan on how you can just work on your self-confidence, because it's really a foundation of self-love that needs to be established, and we can go over there on the call. Thank you all so much, and I look forward to talking to you all very soon on the next episode of the SOULKATION podcast. My hope is that your soul just went on a vacay, and you have tools that you can apply to your life today. For more in-depth tools, head on over to loganrenee.com. Also, if you have questions that weren't answered on this episode, email your questions to logan@loganrenee.com, and I'll answer them here on the show. I'll talk to you soon.